welcome to a later night edition of 49ers Live. I'm Keiana Martin, joined by the anchor of the 49ers defense, this guy right here, DeForest Buckner. Welcome to the set of 49ers Live. Now look, we might not be coming to the show like we have in previous weeks. We're coming off of a heartbreaker against the Seattle Seahawks. But Defo, you're a leader of this team, and I feel like you're the perfect person to ask. What's the morale of this locker room, especially coming off of a tough loss like that one?
Yeah, coming off a tough loss like that, I mean, obviously it hurts. I mean, coming up short. But the guys, I mean, everybody, the resilience in on the team, just to see, us being down 11 and coming back and, forcing it to overtime. You just see the resilience in the guys and the type of guys that we have, on this team. And the morale was, obviously it always hurts, but everybody was locked in today, ready to, get after the Cardinals. Because the last time we played against them, we made it it was too close. Way too close
for comfort. But before we jump into that Cardinals game, I do want to talk about it. You brought up it was an overtime game, the 49ers' first overtime game of the season. Would you say this is probably one of the most physical games this team has been a part of? Most definitely. I woke up the next morning, I felt like I got hit by a truck. So I believe it. Yeah, it's definitely one of the most physical games that we played all year. I mean, you keep hearing it. I mean, guys say that it felt like a playoff game. And, I've never been in the playoffs, but it was definitely one of the craziest games I've ever played in since I've been in the league. Let's jump right into the highlights and recap that Monday night game against the Seattle Seahawks, a Divisional I. 49ers back on primetime at Levi Stadium. We got 2 more primetime games, right? Yeah. Seattle's first possession, 3rd and 2. DJ Jones shot out of the cannon and wrapped up Wilson for his 2nd sack of the season to end Seattle's first drive. 49ers ball, Jimmy Garoppolo connects with Deebo Samuel on a slant. The rookie picks up 30 yards there. The next play, Tevin Coleman bursts through the middle for a 22-yard pickup. Garoppolo, he caps off this drive with a 10-yard touchdown pass to Kendrick Bourne to put the 49ers up 10-0 in the first. Now, Seattle's next drive, it's 3rd and 4. Wilson gets swallowed up. Who is that? Fred Warner, first career sack, and Robert Saleh is loving what he sees. 49ers trying to put points up before the half. Jerron Reed gets the strip sack, and Jadeveon Clowney recovered the fumble for a 10-yard touchdown. Now, Seattle ball. Russell Wilson finds DK Metcalf, who takes it to the 2. Jaquaski Tart with the defensive play of the year. Rips the ball from the receiver's hands as he gets near the goal line. Incredible play, incredible effort by the safety. Seattle's first series of the second half. K'Wan Williams rips the ball out of Rashad Penny's hands. Buckner comes up with the recovery. More on this duo in a second. Seattle's next drive, Fred Warner again with the sack, 2nd of the game, forces a Seattle punt. Now, how about this defensive effort? K'Wan Williams with a strip sack of Seattle's O-lineman. He recovers it. Fred Warner punches the ball out. This guy, DeForest Buckner, recovers it for a touchdown. Bizarre series of events puts the 49ers back on the board. We're going to dive into that play in a little bit, but Garoppolo connects with Bourne for the 2-point conversion. A field goal ties the game up in regulation for overtime. Now, Seattle, they win the toss. They drive into 49ers territory. Russell Wilson has only thrown 2 interceptions all season. His second, it went to Dre Greenlaw. The rookie who stepped in for Quan Alexander picks off Russ and takes the ball to midfield. 49ers will miss the field goal. Seattle's turn, and, well, we know what happens there, an absolute heartbreaker. The defense gave the 49ers a chance to win. However, the team came up just short in the divisional battle. Jimmy G completed 24 of 46 passes for 248 yards and a touchdown. Deebo Samuel, 8 receptions for 112 yards. Another impressive performance out of the defense for 5 straight quarters. Defo, despite the loss, what did you see out of the competitive level of your teammates on Monday? Yeah, just really just how, overcoming a lot of the adversity that went throughout the game, you know what I mean? Obviously, the sudden changes that we had on defense and the turnovers that we gave up on offense, but really just knowing that there's a lot of ball left, and that's what we kept saying on the sideline. Where even when we were down 11, somebody just needs to make a play. We got a lot of game left. Anything can happen, and obviously you saw us tie it up to get it to overtime, and the result's the result. We came up short. It was a lot of talk going into this game about like a revived rivalry and the old 49ers and Seahawks that we know of from years prior. But I want to talk about just this team coming into this game and also just the energy at Levi Stadium. Did it feel any different than any other game you guys played in?
No, most definitely. I definitely felt Levi's. I mean, Levi's been unbelievable all year. The faithful's been showing up, even on our road games. But, I mean, that Monday night game was definitely a game I'll never forget. Just the energy that was there all night, it's been unbelievable. And I want to thank the faithful because, you know, playing for you guys all year has been amazing.
I said, you know, everyone talks about CenturyLink being one of the loudest stadiums. And it honestly, I was like, CenturyLink who? It was so loud at Levi's, and I know you guys could feel it out there and feeding off that energy. But we're just coming off the highlights, so I think we should break down some of those game-changing plays for your Origin DNA of a play.
I'm right here, but we're going to look at DJ right here, the big man's. So I'll just let it play for you guys real quick. So we're in a bear front, and so obviously we're going to get we're looking for a 5-0 protection, which is like man on man, and you really see the isolation in the 1-on-1 between DJ and Seattle center. But you see DJ come off the ball, and he's probably one of the most explosive guys we have on defense. And you see him just really stop this man's heart.
It just steamrolls him.
Yeah, definitely. And probably the fastest Russell has ever been sacked all year, which is pretty cool.
So I want to come off of this play, and we definitely got to show you some love. You had quite a few game-changing plays on Monday night, and this one is your first fumble recovery of the game against running back Rashad Penny. Let's go through that play.
Yeah, so definitely on this play, we're bringing the pressure. So you got KK, the shark, coming off of the edge, and so on the end zone copy, you can really see. So obviously they like out of this formation, we call it near gun, obviously. We got the running back here and the tight end here. And so it's a near gun set. And they really like to run that zone read out of it. And so obviously I'm going to be over here. I'm going to be getting doubled by these guys. And Nick is supposed to be catching pretty sure he's getting the dive. But you see right here, we got KK coming off the edge. And, you know, we preach about it all week, about knocking for the ball, going for the ball, and he's one of the best at it. So the ball pops out right there, and I'm looking down, and I see it, and the whole time all I hear is ball, 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 and that's Nick. Nick's yelling for it. So I'm on the bottom of the pile, just digging for it. And, I mean, the result was a Niner turnover.
Okay, so I got to go back through this play because as I was watching this live, everything happened so quick.
Yeah.
I didn't even see where you were on this play, so I want to kind of look at this pile. Defoe's right here. We're right here.
Yep.
And you're just diving to the bottom of this pile.
Yep. I just get lost.
Well, you got lost, but you came up with the fumble recovery.
Exactly.
Get the 49ers back the ball. All right, so you just called Keiana Williams a shark.
Yes.
Where did this name come from? And I have a reason. I believe I know the reason why, and we're going to see it on this next play.
Yeah. Honestly, he's just has a knack for the ball. You know what I mean? And being back there, being our nickel and everything. I've heard it since high school. You know, DBs calling themselves sharks and everything. But I mean, I think he's the great white of them all. I think he's the great white of them all. I mean, he's consistently getting the ball out and, you know, being a part. You know, when we bring him on blitzes, he gets home, dropping in coverage, he comes up with picks. So, I mean, he's the great white of them all. He's the shark.
The great white Keiana Williams shark. So let's jump into this play. This is the second fumble recovery that was returned for a touchdown. Take us through this play.
Yeah, so we're bringing another pressure. So KK's coming off the edge again. And so, you know, obviously this is actually a screen and a design screen, but to the tight end. But we actually have him pretty covered, and so he has nowhere to go with the ball. And let's just watch the end zone copy because this is just a beautiful view.
It's a beautiful play. We have to just let this one play out.
Yeah, we just got to play it out. No, but from the end zone, yeah, you're going to see KK. He's doing a really good job disguising. They have to go off a silent count, so he's going off the guard's tap to the guard's tap in the center. And so he just comes off the edge, and Eric comes in, helps him, you know, clean up the play. But as you can see, it's a design screen, but he had nowhere to go with it. So let's bring it back. So yeah, Russ gets hit, the ball pops out, and I'm looking at it the whole time, and I'm over here celebrating. All of a sudden, I see the whole lineman end up with the ball, and I'm thinking, like, what is going on? Is he really trying to run it? And so I was trying to strip it. So as I grab his arm, I didn't know Fred came in and just punched it right out. I saw the ball go down, and I mean, there it goes.
And the rest was history.
The rest was history, yes it was.
And that was your first career defensive touchdown, correct?
Yes, it
You
was.
said you've had one maybe once before in your life, right?
Yeah, well, I had a couple in high school,
There we
but
go.
that was about it.
We got to give you your credit when it's due to DeForest Buckner. That was your origin DNA of a play. But we're talking about this 49ers defense, and I mean, it's what we're now going into week 11. You guys have had 9 games, and the defense has been the storyline throughout the season, which coming out of this game, they are your Yahoo Fantasy Performer of the game. I want to run through some of the stats from Monday's contest. 5 sacks for minus 43 yards. Their 6th consecutive game with 3 or more sacks. Forced 4 turnovers, including one from a touchdown for a touchdown from this guy right here. Managed to hold Chris Carson to 3.6 yards per attempt. What did you see out of your teammates on Monday?
Yeah, we knew there was a big challenge. You know, obviously they're playing at a high level. You know, they're obviously making a run for the playoffs, and Russ is having an MVP year. And you know, we knew it was going to be a big game, and especially being a division rival. And you know, they like to run the ball. I mean, that's their main thing. They like to start off everything with running the ball, and you know, it was a big challenge, you know, for us to really, you know, take on that challenge head on and really get after them and try to force them to, you know, make bad passes and really try to get after the quarterback on 3rd down. And that's what we got. That's what we did. That's what we did often throughout the game. And you know, just 1 or 2 more plays that we could have made on defense, and you know, it could have really helped change the game.
Absolutely. But when I just look back, not just this game, but just the rest of the season, you guys are so fun to watch. And it's like you guys are just clicking on a way that it's unbelievable. And I kind of want to talk about it. If you look back, let's say back in May during OTAs, and it's the first time this group has been together, did you have any idea this defense could be what it's become?
Definitely. You know, just seeing, you know, all the guys knew it. We just had to build that chemistry. And, you know, obviously that chemistry is not going to be built, you know, in one day or over a week, and it's over time. And since OTAs, you know, we really could see what we were able to do as a unit, the type of talent that we had, the depth that we have on defense. And so, you know, everybody just bought in, and we all have one goal, and we love each other and we play for each other. And that's what it's all about. And when you have, you know, all 11 guys in the field playing for one another and knowing that we all got each other's backs, I mean, sky's the limit, and that's what you've been seeing all year.
49ers defense, your Yahoo Fantasy Performer of the game. All right, Defo, you're the leader of this 49ers defense. You're in year 4. You know these guys in the locker room better than just about anybody. But how do you expect this team to bounce back as we head into week 11, just knowing what you know about this group?
Yeah, I mean, all year we haven't been looking too far back or too far forward. We've been staying in the present, and right now we're focused on the Cardinals. And you know, just knowing the type of guys that we have in the locker room, you know, we went over the tape. We know what we can do to get better, and guys are out there getting better, which that's what we did today. And you know, they take the challenge at hand, and the challenge this week is the Cardinals. And I know we are all preparing, you know, our tail off, you know, whether mentally, physically, to prepare for that game. And I know all the guys will bounce back.
Sherm brought up an interesting point, saying that this loss will basically do more good than harm as you guys look forward to the bigger goal. Take a look at this quote. He said, "You learn more from a loss than you do from a win." He's sure guys will take it as that, but it's a good lesson to have during the season. In order to win championships, you got to have these lessons. Do you agree with the statement?
Most definitely. You know, just a little adversity never helps. You know, you either get better from it or you don't. And we have the type of guys in the room that'll get better and learn from their mistakes.
We just brought it up. You'll get a rematch in Seattle, but now we're looking to bounce back against Arizona. Your second time seeing them in 3 weeks. You get to see your friend Kyler Murray, who you called
the little squirrel.
The little
squirrel. Yes, he is.
What stands out about the little squirrel? What is it about his skill set that you guys took away from this first meeting? Your first time seeing him, the rookie.
Yeah. I mean, he's a playmaker. You know. he can hurt you with his feet or obviously with his arm. He has a cannon. And, you know, a guy like that, you really got to try and, you know, just really overwhelm him with pressure and, you know, having, you know, guys in his face in the past game. And really what we did, what we got away from us the first game was, you know, the run game. And, you know, especially with having Drake back there for his first game and, you know, I think what he rushed for about 100 yards. And, you know, we need to do a better job up front, you know, as a collective group of containing the run, you know, making sure that, you know, they can't really, you know, get all those gadget plays and get everything going that they want to. We gotta get them off schedule. And, you know, he's really good when things are going his way.
Richard Sherman called it after that game. He said it was a humbling experience, and
Definitely.
you piggybacked off of that. So what was the biggest takeaway from this defense in Week 9?
Yeah, the biggest takeaway was really just don't get comfortable. You know, it was after that game, it was definitely eye-opening to where, you know, I mean, guys, even though we won on the defense, especially on the defensive side, you know, if you would have thought we lost. You know what I mean? And that's just the standard that we have, and we've been holding to each other to all year. And I feel like the standard kind of slipped in that game, and we all felt it. And so, you know, that's why we had to bounce back, you know, to this week. I mean, obviously we played better this week, but you know, it wasn't enough. And so we got another shot at these guys, and you know, we can't take it lightly.
What have you seen out of some of the younger guys on this roster? And I'm talking both offense and defense, like a guy like Drake Greenlaw, who stepped up this past week, and also Deebo Samuel on offense, being without guys like George Kittle and Emmanuel Sanders stepping up. Yeah,
just how locked in they are in the preparation that they have throughout the week. You know, just really seeing that, you know, they're really focused on their job and, you know, trying to focus on what they can do better, and, you know, especially knowing that they're going to have a bigger workload, you know, and a bigger role coming in each week. And just seeing the way they prepare, and, you know, having, you know, the guys in their rooms helping them prepare, you know, for, you know, a big role. It's just great to see the leadership, you know, around the entire, you know, team, and to help the young guys to get to where they need to be, to, you know, to where there is no drop off.
49ers look to bounce back in Week 11, hosting the Cardinals. Kickoff is set for 1:05 on Fox. And if you're in town, tickets are still available. You can head to 49ers.com/tickets to make sure you're in the building. We were just talking about that home field advantage, both home and on the road. Faithful have showed up and showed out. And also, your buddy, let's see, your buddy's going to be there. Here he goes. Every fan in attendance, well, the first 30,000 fans, correct that.
Legend.
In attendance will get a Joe Staley bobblehead. Our guy will be right there cheering us on. There he goes. I love that he has the microphone in his hand.
Oh, yeah.
It's so fitting. So make sure you guys get those tickets, 49ers.com/tickets. But before we go, Pro Bowl voting is now open, and you're coming off of your first Pro Bowl this past year. What do you remember about Orlando last year?
Yeah, it was a great experience. You know, being able to attend my first Pro Bowl. You know, I never been out to Orlando like that and really spent time out there. It was a lot of fun being able to meet a lot of my peers. You know, a lot of the guys that play at a high level, and, you know, just to, you know, get to know them, and you know, just you find, you know, a lot of things you have in common with all these guys, you know, who play at a high level, and just the experience on, you know, the different coaches and all that. It was a great experience overall for me and my family.
We've been talking about the success of this 49ers team, both offensively and defensively. So I'm going to put you on the spot. I'm going to let you campaign for any one of your teammates. You can pick anyone you want, and you get to campaign for why that person needs to be voted into the Pro Bowl.
Let's
Who are we
see.
going for?
I'm gonna go. He's had a big year this year, a breakout year this year. I'm going with Eric Armstead.
Okay.
Yeah, he's been balling all year. You know, it's just to watch him, the preparation that he's had, you know, even in the off season, coming off of a big year from last year, you know, he's been able to build off of it, and you know, the results are showing. You know, each week he's been being consistent, and he's playing at a high level. So I'm going with Eric.
Eric having an incredible year. You can vote for Eric. You can vote for Depot and the rest of the 49ers team. You can go to NFL.com/Pro Bowl. Cast your votes. You can vote until December 12th. But let's make sure we get those guys in. From us here at 49ers Live, that's going to do it. But before we go, we were talking about Pro Bowl. We're talking about Orlando. So we have to leave you guys with this guy, Defo, in Orlando with his lovely wife, Ashlyn, enjoying Disney World. So enjoy that, Defo. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
And
Thank you for
we'll see
having
you
me.
guys on Sunday.
What up, faithful? You know, it's been a great week so far, Pro Bowl. Here at Disney World, it's my first time. Why don't you guys come along and let's go check out some rides.
Are you ready for this?
I don't know.
Do you think you're gonna fit?
Hopefully, I hope I fit.
All right, guys, are we excited?
This is my favorite ride. Favorite ride. All right.
Just got off Space Mountain. It was pretty gnarly. Feeling a little spacey. Yeah.
It's pink just for you.
Pink just for me. Yes. So I'm controlling the speed. You sure you want that?
No.
Okay. Done.
Oh no.
I hope you don't throw up. Top 5 best ride we've been on so far. Okay, now I'm dizzy. How am I supposed to walk off of this ride? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm all discombobulated. Now I'm about to go fly on an elephant.
Ready?
Let's take off, baby.
Woo!
I brought my child on the ride, everybody. Oh, there we go. This is as high as we can go. We got a broken Dumbo. I want to go higher. Oh, there we go. I thought he was broken.
This guy doesn't know how to do it. It's okay. It's only for like 5-year-olds.
We're flying in Dumbo. Success.